A mountain stands still. A wave rises, not gently, but as a claw, curling to crush. Tiny boats fight the swell. Mount Fuji watches, silent, distant. This is the great wave off Kanagawa, one of the most recognized images in art history. Elegant, simple, terrifying. But beneath its graceful lines is a warning, a message about nature, fragility, and a world on the edge. Today, we step into the waves of Hokusai and listen to what the water is trying to say. Katsushika Hokusai was born in Edo, now Tokyo, in 1760. He lived through earthquakes, fires, famines, and wars. He began as a woodblock print apprentice at 14. By 19, he was a professional artist. He changed his name dozens of times, but one name endured: Hokusai. Restless, relentless, revolutionary. He worked across genres: portraits, erotica, nature, myth, and finally, landscapes. At age 70, he began his most famous series, 36 Views of Mount Fuji. For the Japanese, Mount Fuji is sacred, a symbol of endurance, of eternity. Hokusai made it his subject, but not his focus. In many prints, Fuji is small, distant, passive. The world around it moves. Seasons change, people labor, skies darken. And in one image, the waves rise. That image would become the Great Wave. The scene is frozen, but not peaceful. The great wave towers, cresting like claws. Boats, oshiokuribune, dart through the trough, vulnerable. Mount Fuji sits calm in the distance, dwarfed but immovable. The composition balances chaos and calm. Foreground violence, background serenity. The curve of the wave echoes the mountain, its symmetry inside struggle. The great wave is a woodblock print, not a painting. The ukiyo-e technique required collaboration. Hokusai designed the image. Carvers cut multiple blocks, one for each color. Printers pressed inked blocks onto paper with precision. The process allowed mass production. Hundreds of prints circulated, art not for the elite, but for the people. One reason the Great Wave stands out is its color. The rich blues weren't traditional. They were Prussian blue, a new synthetic pigment from Europe. It was brighter, bolder, more stable than native indigo. Japanese artists embraced it, and Hokusai wielded it masterfully. The blue enhances the wave's menace and gives the print its timeless modernity. Waves symbolize both beauty and danger. Japan is an island nation, shaped by the sea. The ocean feeds, but also destroys. Hokusai lived with the constant threat of tsunamis, earthquakes, and storms. The Great Wave is not merely scenic. It's a meditation on vulnerability, man versus nature. The tiny boats, like fragile lives, face forces beyond control. Beneath the wave is Buddhist philosophy. The world is transient. All forms arise, peak, and fall. Like waves, the mountain endures, but even mountains erode. The print captures this delicate balance between permanence and change, between acceptance and struggle. In the late 19th century, Japan opened to the West. Hokusai's prints flooded Europe. Van Gogh, Monet, Whistler, all collected them. The simplicity of composition, the flat color, the unusual perspectives. They influenced impressionism, Art Nouveau, modern design. The Great Wave became a bridge, not just between sea and land, but between East and West. Today, the Great Wave is everywhere. Posters, tattoos, logos, memes. But the original power remains. It speaks to our anxieties, environmental, existential, emotional. We live beneath waves of climate change, pandemics, political upheaval. And like those fishermen, we navigate through uncertainty. The wave looms, but we row on. Hokusai once said, "From the age of 6, I had a mania for drawing. By the time I was 50, I had published many drawings, but nothing I produced before the age of 70 is worthy of attention." At 73, I began to understand the structure of animals, plants, and trees. When I am 86, I hope to progress further. At 90, I will penetrate the mystery of things. At 100, I shall have reached perfection. He died at 89, still reaching, still learning. And with the Great Wave, he left us a lesson. That beauty and danger are intertwined. That life is fragile. That art can hold both fear and awe. And that every crest carries the seed of its fall, just as every fall carries the promise of rise. The wave rises, the wave falls, and the mountain watches eternal.